companies in outlying areas, you know, just aware that they may not be relevant to your district council, but it shows you if you start scratching the surface and asking questions and understanding, not to any great depth, what you're looking for, you can.
I'm saying, do you know about the Lancashire County Council, who they went out of business about 4 years ago, and now
Yeah, Blues and Twos.
Blues and Twos, okay.
Yeah, it's on the TPUC website. You'll know that your Lancashire County Council is run by Blues and Twos Credit Union,
And they also,
police pensions.
it's also the police as well.
The council tax, as far as we're still aware, still gets confirmed, gets paid to your council, and gets put to Lancashire County Council, and the police, who apparently don't collect taxes, they collect the tax money. Benefit the council, local taxation. I stopped calling it council tax. Local taxation. Anyway, so there's a wee bit of work there. This is based upon my good lady. Okay. So essentially, what's happened is it won't come from me. For those of you who know me, I'll do another talk afterwards about how I present myself to the world. I'm an actual man. I'm happy to accept full liability as an actual man because there's an issue with identity for myself and everyone in this room, I'll presume. Regarding if they say prove who you are, you can't prove who you are. Birth certificate's no evidence of identity. And everything that's identifying you is based upon hearsay and presumption. Trust me, stop them dead with that. Absolutely dead. Because if you say I am that person, you accept full liability, it's all based upon presumption. So I stopped doing the bit a year and a half ago, was presuming anything. I presume nothing now. Where I'm knowledgeable about, I accept and I presume nothing, I ask. And for example, with identity, I do accept full liability. So if somebody from the lecture officer wrote me this very love a letter last year threatening me if I didn't identify where some legal person was living, so I'll go back and say is essentially that the human takes priority over the legal. You're not obliged under Universal Declaration of Human Rights to be the legal person. You have a right to be the legal person. There's no obligation on it, and that's the mother document, okay? Same with the Constitution. The Constitution says the same thing. So I wrote back and says, I'm not prepared to take full liability for something I don't understand and I can't prove I am. So therefore, you're the guys that threaten me, so obviously you know more about it than I am. So can you prove to me I am that person? And if not, I'm happy to sign it as long as you accept liability. Silence. Okay. So that's the approach I've taken. You guys do your own thing. But the elements of a contract, which I'll meant to go over, so I'll run over that as well. The elements of the contract, one of them is certainty of object. So legal capability, legal identity. It must be certain. If there's uncertainty with legal identity, you can't contract. And you can actually nullify a contract if there's uncertainty of legal identity. Same with a trust. One of the tests for a trust is certainty of object. That's a huge one. We can have really have fun with that one because that goes right back to basic human rights. Okay, you're not the legal person first and human second. You are the human first, and from that derives your right to be a legal person, no obligation. So anyway, so they threatened my good lady. First of all, they threatened the number of trust I'd set up, which is similar names to my good lady, and just wrote back to them basically using F-word, fuck off. It's a private trust, I'm not talking to you. Prove a claim or just go away, we'll come for you if you don't. So then they sent through the legal fiction name of my good lady. So at that point she has to respond. So we wrote back a number of letters, and I don't want to get through all these in any great detail with you. But so they've now said they've got a claim against my good lady. At that point, my good lady appointed me as her special attorney in fact. They don't like that, by the way. Look up a dictionary of the word power. It's a very important word. You need to understand what it is. Governments now no longer hold office to take power. Why is that? It's a very important word to know. So we're start to get these threatening letters. If you don't pay within 7 days, you have the full right to lose the balance, and if you receive a summons from magistrates courts, like ooh, right. No problem. Does anyone see a huge glaring problem with that letter from a chap called Anthony Mohammed, head of citizen support?
No, sir.
Wellington Council. No signature.
He sent me a forged one from Wayne.
Got a barcode.
That's what Peggy.
I can send back and print barcodes off it.
There was no sin allowed with a
I
barcode.
can't sign though. I can't sign for them, no. I could print that letter off and send it. So how do I know it's not just some scam merchant to scam me? Other one is, does it say council tax office in there anywhere? What is head of citizen support? What is the citizen support services? Whose presumption there, isn't there? Citizen. When did I become a citizen? Who's a citizen? What is a citizen? Citizen of what? Clarify who you're talking to, who you're talking to. Clarify the arrangement between us. Clarify if there's any deeds, if there's any trusts, if there's any contracts, agreements, or other binding instruments between yourself and my principal. Questions in there. The principal is the person who instructs and you answer to. So my good lady's my principal. So writing on her behalf, I says, please provide copies or evidence of some sort of binding obligation between. So there's a kind of letters I signed. So it's very funny. At the back of their letters, it says on it, Wigan, confident place, confident people. It's a new sort of buzz logo. Confident place, confident people. Yeah, we are fucking confident. I just met one. Right, so I finished my letters off going, yeah, Wigan, confident place, confident person. Right. They've actually got confident place, confident. They've got different committees set up. Confident place, confident business, confident place, confident sons. It's just
Confidence stricter.
bullshit, all corporate bullshit. All sitting there stroking each other's ego, forgetting there's actually human beings at the end of these letters. These are just purely for numbers, you know. So my main role, my main objective with this was to remind them that this isn't just a cost centre you're drawing to. This is actually a woman. It's actually a real living woman that gets hurt, feels fear, you know, doesn't like to be threatened. So drafted him a list of, I think there was 17 questions I wanted him to answer, which I'm happy to share with anyone. For the sake of time, I won't go through them. But one of the quotes at the end was, who are you? Who is Wigan Council? It's a big one. Who's Wigan Council? Where's your authority come from? That's the question asked all the time. Who are you? Where's your authority? Where does your authority come from? So there's 17 questions there, reasonable questions. You know, it's a conditional notice of acceptance of offer. First letter was sent back on behalf of the principal. Notice subject to strictest privacy protections. I'll explain that one. And something started doing in these letters was this notice does not present an unconditional acceptance of your claim. This notice does not provide automatic acceptance of any jurisdiction offered by you or your employer. As all words, grammar, syntax, terms and phrases used in this notice are subject to the typical limitations of the English language and grammar and may, despite our best efforts, you start using the word our now, you're presenting her, yeah, so it's me representing us with our best efforts, be subject to innocent or deliberate interpretation / misinterpretation. Do not presume or assume any definitions of syntax where such ambiguity presents itself. If in doubt, you may seek clarification by writing politely to the trust at the above postal address. I will do likewise on behalf of the private trust. Okay. So, sorry, this was to the private trust, the road to the private trust. That's the letters I go back, writing back to the private trust, right? Pick up, and then we've got this next letter, and it's got Wigan Council, again, confident place, confident people, bullshit, building the future together. You know, who did people think you are? Again, no signature. But this was assistant council tax manager, and you're like, whoa. There's a big, who's she now? They've brought in this council tax manager. So is that a different department, a different office? So I'm following two different trails now, isn't it? It's two different trails. So that's what started doing a bit of digging around, and Wigan Council have no idea what I've got yet. Right, I've been starting to dig around Wigan Council. Now, if you go into a very interesting website, you can go into, amongst others, it's called Dun & Bradstreet. I take it most of you have heard of that, yeah? Don't use the UK one, it's been corrupted, right? UK, they lie here, right? America, they're a bit more open because they've got better laws there, actually more respect for the peasants at the bottom. They are proper citizens, we're just peasants. And if you go into dnb.com, the American one, right, and type in the name of a company or an organisation, whatever you're interested in, you can get fairly cheap reports off of there, expensive ones as well, but you can get fairly cheap reports over there. That's what we found out about Lancashire County Council, it's done in Bradstreet. UK one won't tell you, they won't tell you anything here, it's all been covered up. There's a huge scam going on. So I went on there and I found out that in 1972 they repealed the old council, Wigan, wherever they were back then, Wigan Borough Council. That was annulled. All councils in the UK in 1972 were, with the local authority tax 72, were completely annulled, right? And they recreated them all into all district councils. In Wigan's case, it became Wigan District Council. Fine, that's a pure legal entity. Fantastic, we know what that is. And then they applied for a royal charter, okay? And they don't like mentioning this one, but they applied for a royal charter, and that royal charter allowed for them to call themselves, use the word borough in their title, and I've written a number of letters to Privy Council. The title is transferable, as long as it's the same organisation. They can just rebadge and they can transfer that title as long as it's the same organisation. You can't transfer it to another organisation, it has to be that organisation. So just think of any business, you can't just, got another company calling themselves as you are, that's fraud, that's out of fraud, yeah. So anyway, the Royal Charter is granted by the Queen, allegedly, under authority by the Privy Council. We're a very interesting outfit to look up, by the way. The Royal Charter established that they could call themselves Borough Council. Borough's quite interesting for a number of points of view, because you can collect taxes on behalf of the Queen, you get special privilege. If you get a Royal Charter, you get special privilege in a court. Remember this crap about equality in law? You remember reading about that, equality in law? If you get a Royal Charter, you get special privilege in court. Anyway, so at that point they rebranded themselves Wigan Borough Council. So they went from Wigan District Council to Wigan Borough Council. Great. No, we can deal with that when who they are. And then he created this thing, Wigan Metropolitan Borough Council, and he started cozying up to bloody Manchester and doing these deals, and none of us had any say in, none of us had any deal with this. They all sitting in smoky little rooms, doing, not smoking rooms now actually, doing these dodgy deals and handshakes behind the scenes, and how can we sell these peasants out, we'll herd the cattle into that corral and we'll join the two corrals together. We'd no say no, we'd no say no issue. So anyway, so they created Wigan Metropolitan Borough Council. Fine, okay, we sort of know who they are. They can use the borough title because we're told it's the same body. I actually phoned the head of legal services and asked him the question, what's the relationship between Wigan Council? Sorry, then they became Wigan Council, so they now rebranded themselves and they call themselves Wigan Council, and they used to have this box with a W on it. They probably paid thousands of pounds for some crappy design, and now they're using a green love heart. Wigan Council, a little green love heart. Isn't that cute? Yeah. It seems to give you a kicking and taking your wages off you, taking your house off you, and sending you green love hearts. Lovely. So anyway, so they've decided to rebadge and decided to call themselves Wigan Council. I said, why did you bother changing the name? Well, some people, it was too long for them. Okay, fair enough, okay, it was too long for them, right? Why did you then change the logo? Oh yeah, no, we just decided to rebadge it, with no green in the beginning. Right, okay. Are you the same company? Yeah, we had a committee meeting and it's the same company, blah, blah. Now I've got more information coming in on this, so at this point I will back off making a definitive statement here, right? But my strong understanding at this point in time is Wigan Council is not Wigan Metropolitan Borough Council rebadged, but despite what they tell you, it is a separate organisation. So Wigan Metropolitan Borough Council, if you go onto a website called the Revenues Valuation Tribunal, if you want to dispute your council tax, which I don't want to do because it's not my council tax, if you decide to go ahead and go down that route of playing game with them, and it's essentially supposed to be an independent quango that deals with these council tax disputes. On their website, if you look at it, it's got a little drop down box where it says search for your billing authority. So you put your Wigan in there, wherever you come from, and the name will come up and that tells you who your billing authority is, right? Be aware your council doesn't collect council tax. The billing authority collects council tax. If you read the council tax enforcement and administration regs, this is what they throw at you with summons, this is what they cite in summons, amongst other things. It's the billing authority, okay? Now, when did they change from a borough collecting taxes to a billing authority? Why did they change that? Does that tell you something big has happened? But actually, the billing authorities, who's giving the authority now? Right, I'm still waiting for an answer to that one. Anyway, so I come up with the billing authority for this area, apparently according to the Valuation Tribunal, who should know what they're talking about because they're the ones that resolve the disputes. They should know what they're talking about, right? It's Wigan Metropolitan Borough Council as a billing authority and not Wigan Council. Okay, so that makes it very interesting because could that be that they're collecting money when they're not authorised to do so? Are they convening courts, they send out summons, they do all this shit, stopping people's wages and taking possessions off them and one thing and another when they haven't got the authority to do so? Have we spotted Wigan as made a cock up? Whereas other councils have changed hands and, you know, tidied up the books and made sure that Wigan's got really complacent, actually cocked up and exposed what's happening behind the scenes. Still waiting for information to come in on that one, but I am firmly of the opinion, yes, it is at this stage, so much so I went to court on that basis. Right, and that's when it becomes fun. So anyway, so I wrote back to, I don't write to this, whoever these people are now, because I have no idea who they are, what they are, right? So what they do is, they start, people are appreciative, you deal with the councils, you deal with a different person each letter. Every letter comes from someone else. What they do is, they're getting you chasing the circles, and so nobody's getting responsibility, and you're chasing shadows. So you can't say, it was you, no, it was him, it was him, it was him. So they do it deliberately, don't do that, write to the CEO. They work for her, him, Wigan, it's now Donna Hall, Wigan. I'm not quite sure, he's the Shinking, I think it's a she.
That's what they do, it's the sausage power.
Very interesting, we've looked in the background too, as Capita, involvement with Capita. Again, I'll be very careful what I say here. All I'm going by is press reports, who have reported that in Field and Weir Council, she was successful in negotiating long-term contracts for them to run the backroom services of Field and Weir, and I believe it was Bury Council. She's obviously got a history. I'm on camera, so I'm being very careful what I'm saying. Yeah. So she's a very interesting lady to look into. And just on an aside, nothing to do with that at all, right? Have any of you heard that book? Ever read that book, The Economic Hitman? Where the guy walks into the country and he smashes everyone out of the way first and paves the way for a corporate takeover of public services. Have you read that book?
Yeah.
I just thought I'd mention that, nothing to do with the camera.
Yeah, it's good.
Just thought I'd mention that to you guys. You know, it's a really good book, and if you can get hold of it, it's a very interesting book.
It shows the way the world works, isn't it?
So it absolutely does, yeah. So what they do is they come in and take over public services as economic hitmen. Anyway, obviously that's no connection to the talk here, it's a little aside. Right, so then we get final notices and the usual bullshit, you know. So they wrote to my wife's, sorry, my good ladies, may not be my wife, my good ladies, alleged legal fiction. So I say alleged legal fiction because she's allegedly married to me, and the documents used for the civil ceremony are based upon my birth certificates. I've already not accepted that as being the evidence of identity, so she can prove who her surname is. So she can use that word allegedly, Judge. Okay. And if anyone wants to challenge that, I'll happily take you to court for it. So I'll put the onus on the person who takes me to court to prove that she is that surname. Okay. Anyway, so again, it's all down to presumption. So we've got all these letters, notices of default. I sent through more letters, basically just you stand in dishonour. You know, I need this. I've got no proof of claim. I've got no proof of who you are. All the claim I have at the moment is give us your money. That is literally all I've got. Don't know who they are. Don't know what their proof is. Nothing. Just give us your money. So I just want to clarify: who are you? What is your authority? How do you? I need a breakdown of this. Obviously, we've got certain principles, and one of us we don't fund war. So please deduct that from whatever this is. We will not fund incompetence. So if Wigan Council have lost money through incompetence, we're not funding that. If you're asking me to fund your stupidity and incompetence, that places the principal in a position of a serf, because the definition of a serf is someone who serves the debts of his master. Did you know that? That's the definition of a serf, right? Definition of a slave, by the way, is someone who cannot contract. That's got implications as well here. So anyway, these questions I put to him, but we're essentially looking for some sort of grounding based upon these threats and allegations that's getting placed against them, the principal. So nothing, give us your money. That's essentially, it seems to be the essence of it. And then we get this thing called a council tax bill, right? Billing authority bill. They're no longer calling it demands. Right, they're now, because the billing authority, using that word bill now, it's a billing authority, right? And Wigan Council, billing the council tax bill from Wigan Council, not Wigan Metropolitan Borough Council. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, I think there might be some fraud taking place here. So at that point I thought, I'm not going to go to the police at the moment, this is too tasty to waste at this point. Or they'll get more information and go in there and go in with a blunderbuss rather than a cap gun. So anyway, the building authority, this came in here, and it says, council tax bill, Wigan Council, citizen support services. Oh, what is this citizen support services? Started digging around, it's a contracted out department. Right, my understanding is it's Capita that's running it. You ask them, who are you? And they'll go, oh, we're the council, we work for the council. Yeah, I didn't ask who you work for. Who are you? What's the name you're talking a wage slip? I'm not obliged to tell you that. Well, I don't know who I'm talking to. I've got somebody threatening me with no signatures, nothing. I can produce that in my back bedroom. Somebody demanding money off me. I need to know, good one, if this is going to terrorist causes. Am I funding terrorism here? Am I funding criminal ventures? Because I know I'm implicated in this. Use that by the way. Fact. Because you'll be implementing the crime, which is why I can justify asking these questions. I want to make sure that the principal is not going to be implicated in some sort of crime. So we've got that usual crap, you know. So at that point, we formally created the appointment of special power of attorney. Now on the Freedom-Northwest website, I've on the file section, I noticed some of you have been on there, I've noticed I've got a lot of files on there. Please browse through them, this is good stuff. But this is Special Power of Attorney. Powers of Attorney Act 1971 provides the template for a general power of attorney, right? They don't want you to know about a special power of attorney. Trust me guys, get a dictionary, look into it yourselves. They do not want us knowing about this. It screws up the jurisdictions. Special power of attorney. Okay, so what you do is you create a special attorney in fact, as opposed to an attorney at law. An attorney at law, to answer one of the questions, is someone who has legal standing and a legal presence and is allowed to represent an illegal sphere and potentially a member of some governing body. Whereas a special attorney in fact has no legal representation, no formal legal representation, but they are sufficiently knowledgeable to be able to speak on behalf of someone else for a special limited matter. It could be limited by deed, what you're doing, it could be limited what you can sign for, the value, the duration, but something limits it. A general power is everything. You're basically taking over control of everything. So that special power of attorney is really interesting. If you go into court, you're the only one in that court probably who isn't an attorney. Especially you're not appointed as a special power of attorney, because if you get a solicitor, it's a special attorney in law. The judge, he'll be special attorney. You're the only one that's not there. If you go into a court, by the way, you're the only bugger that's carrying full and limited liability. You've all limited the liability by using stuff like that. So you start using it as well.
What about a Mackenzie friend? Does that mean they're an attorney in fact?
No. Total opposite. Mackenzie friends are courtesy of the court, right? That's not it. This is, right, they're claiming some sort of authority over me. I'm pushing this now, right, because I know I'm right. Okay? This is created under deed. This is a deed document. What did I say a deed was? Right. Deed's equity, right? Deed is a living instrument, it's equity, right? As opposed to just a number of different documents you could use. But a deed, this is bulletproof. This is what a trust is. This is trust stuff, you know. Power of attorney. Behind trust is power of attorney, by the way, right? So this is a deed document. They're claiming to have some sort of power over the principal, aren't they? Right? Where is it? Because I've got a fucking deed. Written, signed, sealed, certified. What have you got? Right?
Yeah.
Nothing so far.
Yeah.
There you go. Certified copy, witnessed, all the rest of it. Doesn't need to be sealed, witness signature sufficient on it. So far they've had nothing to come back with. So far, as far as I'm concerned, I'm the only one that's authorised to even talk with council tax on behalf of the principal. Nobody else is. So councils and private companies and whatever, nobody else. I've got the highest authority to talk about it. So that's why, anyway, so that's an interesting one, because what you're doing is you're screwing up jurisdictions, and you're screwing up natural legal persons. Remember, you're going into administrative hearings here, and they like their nice little black and white administrative procedures, right? Well, they don't want you to go in there and start muddying it by bringing in different jurisdictions and introducing a natural person. For instance, showing the letter I got back from the court, which is really interesting. So anyway, my missus, she's retired, doesn't let go. She lived under the Soviet regime. She's seen this type of thing. The state was like, just do this or else. You know, okay, you go to the gulags if you don't. Well, unfortunately for them, we don't live in the Soviet Union, right? We live in Britain, we've got freedoms. One of those freedoms is if somebody says you owe you money, prove it, right? So next one we're getting letters with colour on them at this point. So they're taking this you know they're taking you specially, you know, giving you special attention. You start getting real original letters with original wet signatures on them. First one I've seen, right? She's actually signed something. I'm replying to you personally, as I do not have an address for the person who sent a letter to me. He's refusing to accept me as power of attorney, special power of attorney. They know this is painful for them, they can't do it. This is problematic for them. Stating they have special powers of attorney. Having looked into your council tax account, I can confirm the following information. Basically, you owe us money, give us it, we're going to come and help you. This is essentially it's there, you know. But interestingly, he's not responding to me, even though it's been clearly defined in other letters. This is who you reply to, right? So he's obviously taken legal advice and that. And, oh shit, we can't talk to power. Oh my God, we lose all control if we start speaking to these guys, the special powers of attorney, because he's a human being, he's a natural man. Then on we then got the summons, right? And interestingly, the accompanying letter from Wigan Council, again claiming to be the guys collecting council tax, even though they're not the Secretary Billing Authority, talks about please ring a customer services team. How do people know what a customer is? Does it define you get a choice? Do you choose to be a customer? Customer services team. If you actually go into their enforcement, which Darren pulled it, showed me yesterday, I'd missed it on the website. The Wigan Council stuff's from miles out of date. Something big happened within Wigan Council, which is not for the camera. I've got quite a lot of information on them, and some big happened behind the scenes there, and they haven't renewed any of their documentation in nearly 2 years now. I wonder why. Anyway, but we talk about customer services team. What the hell, I'm a customer now. So again, letters back, I'm a customer now. So if I'm a customer, no, I don't want your services. It's as simple as that. Or the principal doesn't require your services, simple as that. Or give us a list of your services, we'll choose the ones we want. Because we've got a monopoly position in some cases with like waste disposal. But ignored us. So another more letters. You'll receive a summons from the magistrate's court. Yeah, okay, blah 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 blah. You'll have to pay 65 quid costs. Yeah, your arse. Human rights. University degrees, human rights says you can't do that. As you're quite aware of. And the Bill of Rights say you can't do it either. So I wrote back to them, basically giving a warning notice if they write to the private trust again, MRSI Austin, if they write to the private trust MRSI Austin again, the trust, me as administrator of the trust, I'll sue the tits off and I'll take them to court and I'll have them, because they're now harassing the private trust. So we got them confused between the MRSI Austin, the private trust, and the full name of my good lady. Anyway, so we next received summons, and summons is in here somewhere, and this one gets really fun, right? So messed about with these cretins in the council, these super silly little jumped up pricks, right? They think there's something in nobody, they think they've got some authority over me, they don't. They think they've got some authority over my good lady, they don't, right? Things are changing in this country, right? It's not what it used to be, they don't have that authority anymore. Only the big guys with sticks will come in and beat you and take your house off you and stop your wages and basically just act as it's a scam, it's gangsters, this is pure utter gangsterism, right? They don't like answering questions about the law. And I'm speaking to people up there in the country, and there's some people in here involved in, I think you're in one of the rooms.
Chat room,
Yeah, there's a lot of work up there in the country, and they're frightened. We now understand the scam that's going on, guys. We now understand the scam that's going on, and we're now having fun with it now. And so what happened was we received this summons, Wigan and Lee Magistrates Court. Okay. Do you see something missing from that? So Magistrates Court, do you see something missing from it? No crown. some guy in Nigeria printed that and sent it, as far as I'm concerned. Fuck that, it's just not a summons, you know. Anyway, no offence to Nigerians, by the way. Anyway, so a summons for non-payment of council tax. We've never refused to pay. We've argued that we've said we'll take some of your services, but we're arguing the amount, because we don't know what you're asking for. We want some accounting for that amount you're asking for. You're asking for a lot of money here. I want some accounting from it on behalf of the principal, so we can make sure that we're getting equal consideration, and also we're not contributing to criminal or terrorist enterprises here. We don't know. You can't just give us that amount of money for what? What are we paying you for it, guys? You know. So I know some little kid in some country or whatever get his legs blown off because of the money we're paying them. I'm not interested in that, guys. So anyway, Regulation 34 of the Council Tax Administration and Enforcement Regulations. That's a beautiful one, that, right? If you actually read it, it says a Justice of the Peace, which can also be a Justice Clerk, which can also later become an Assistant Justice's Clerk, which is, I've asked that question in there. You need to know that for challenging council tax. You need to know that one, right? States that they can receive a complaint from the billing authority, not a council, a billing authority, for the for non-payment of council tax. States that non-payment of council tax, right? And a summons will be issued. How they've got around it is, it says a summons will be issued. It doesn't actually say who will issue a summons. So the clever little wordsmiths out there went, oh, great, we can take advantage of this little missing, badly worded sentence here, because it should say the court will issue the summons. It doesn't say that. So I read this and I went, well, I wonder who issued the summons, as if I didn't know. So I phoned up the council and I spoke to some delightful ladies, right? Some poor buggers married to them. Anyway, so some delightful ladies who had done the damnedest to say we don't know and to bamboozle me, and unfortunately for them I've recorded the conversations. But anyway, it was admitted to me, they issued that document straight from council buildings. I was right. So you're saying you work for the council? Yes, okay. They're actually citizen support services again, right? So anyway, so it's not the council tax anymore. The council tax department's called Citizen Support Services, and they're saying you make all inquiries should be made to Wigan Council Citizen Support Services. Why not the court? That's a court document. Why the inquiries not going to the court? The court. Why am I asking inquiry to the Wigan, whoever Citizen Support Services are? There's a story why it's called the Citizen Support Services due to a test case last year where the authorities of a council, a local authority, was defined in a court hearing last year due to a disabled guy. And it said that the court's authority, as far as I'm aware now, was to investigate, enforce, and something else, or to support. That's why they call themselves Citizen Support
When was it
Service.
referred to as a customer as opposed to a citizen?
Yeah.
So now you're a citizen again?
Yeah, so a citizen, well not me, but the principal, yeah, exactly. So that was one of the questions I've asked. What are we? Citizen, fucking subject? What do you think we are? What is your interpretation of what the principle is? Not me. What the principle is. What is your interpretation of what she is? That defines our relationship. And the fact they've given two different names to her, that tells me quite clearly they don't know what the relationship is. There's no clear relationship there. Is that not the best evidence there is? The relationship is, you know, I'm making up as go along. So anyways, I say to the woman, so I say to the woman, that's fine, okay, so that's issued from Wigan Council offices, directly to me, directed to the principal, yeah, okay, fine, okay. I says, right, who signed it? It's a computer generated image, it's on there, right? She goes, yeah, we keep his stamp in our offices.
They've got a stamp with his signature.
Is that citizen?
Jesus.
Forgery. Okay. So I have a counterfeiting, forgery, you call it what you want. Black and white. Okay. So diademment. Okay, he's a Justice Clerk. So I went into the court. Now, who is that signature? Oh yeah, that's Mr. Brian Hartley. Hi Brian. That's Mr. Brian Hartley, lovely guy. Oh sure. I didn't see that. He's a lovely guy, right? So I went into the court, into Wigan Magistrates Court, and the lady at the desk who actually doesn't know much. You know, went to the court desk first. No, not do with us. That's them over there. Keep away from us. And they just, as soon as you mention council tax to the county court side, no. Then they know there's something about to go within the court. That this old scam is about to blow up. MPs are aware of it. Lords are aware of it. The people in the court system are aware of it. This is about to blow, and they're all backpedaling like hell now. and leaving a few dickheads standing out there exposed to it. When it does go, this one. So the county court went, no, right. Okay, so the girl confirmed who it was. I said, what's his title? Well, he's a Justice of the Peace. Really? He says he's a Justice Clerk there. Oh yeah, that's what I meant, Justice Clerk. No, what is it, Justice of the Peace or Justice Clerk? He's stamped here, Justice Clerk. Oh, Justice Clerk. I says, right, okay. So he signed that then. He actually signed that. But so he went to Wigan Council offices and signed that. So why did he not put a wet signature on it? Why is he used a digital image? Oh no, somebody in the council was authorised to sign it on his behalf. Right, okay, so then I phoned up the council. I said to the council, so you're authorised to start this forum? Yes, we are. Right, what's the name of the person? I'll phone back to the council. I said, so you've got somebody in the council actually stamping on his behalf then? Right, okay, yes. Right, okay. So what's their job title? Well, you need to speak to the court. What I'm asking, so at that point I went, something's not right here. Something's not right here. An assistant justice clerk can sign on behalf of a justice clerk with his authorisation. Okay? So, but because it's under his authorisation, it means it's under his bond as well. You understand what a bond is? Professional insurance. It's professional indemnity. Okay? So your bond is what covers you professionally, insurance-wise. So if an assistant justice clerk signs it, he's signed under the insurance policy of the bond of the justice clerk. Fine, okay. So I was like, great, well, can you give me the name of the person that actually done that then? Because if I want to question, there's some serious irregularities in this document here. So nobody's answered me, nobody wants to write to me, don't know. So I went to Wigan Magistrates Court with my friend Dave here as witness, and I went to the Wigan Magistrate, the counter with this very document, and still covered in tears with laughter. I says I like to speak to Mr. Brian Hartley, Justice's Peace, Justice's Clerk, whatever he is, could you, so anyway, this document disappeared into the back, and this really pleasant, mild-mannered, friendly gentleman appeared from stage left, right, walking like that, so I said, oh, Brian, yeah, can I shake your hands here? What can I do? I said, just a couple of questions, Brian. I says, there seems to be some serious irregularities with this so-called summons here. What would that be? I says, well, what's your job title, sir? At that point, right, the Olympics would be, he's the 100-yard sprint, going. Right. Did not want to ask the question. I want to speak to, as he's running, I don't want to speak to, I want to speak to us, solicitor, I want to speak to you. I'm a duly appointed special attorney in fact, and by deed, you've got a copy of it, you will speak to me. That time the door's banging behind him. He's standing there, pissed himself laughing, and the G4 security guards are standing gobsmacked. They go, what happened? So he said, funny that, innit? You asked me what your job title is, I don't want to tell you what the job title is. So I've got a witness testimony from my friend here, Dave. Thank you, Dave. What happened there? So he refused to answer the question. So and that's in breach of the Bangalore Principles. For those who were here last week, we talked about the codes of conduct, which is going. The Bangalore Principles talks about openness and frankness and integrity. So somebody asks you a job title. It's a pretty important question, isn't it? So I still don't know who signed that. I still don't know who put that stamp on that page. Still don't, right? So I don't know who to take, who to the bond against, right? So I've written to the court. Sorry. But then the hearing date came up. So I could have dodged out of it. We could, I don't want to say too much on camera, we could have played on the fishes with that one, right? But we decided not to. I actually wanted disclosure. What I'm chasing is disclosure, because the more information I get, the more information I can pass to you guys, and the more information you've got to tell to go and take a fuck themselves, right? So this was about getting disclosure, and they know who I am. Trust me, they know who I am. Every time I walk in that court, panic hits. My name's on lists. My picture's on lists. Never broke the law in my life. Never, no criminal record. I'm one of the good guys out there. There's nothing. I'm squeaky, absolutely squeaky clean, right? But my name's on these little watchboards, right? So anyway, so we went to court. My good lady was invited to court. So I decided to accept the invitation. That's fine. We're going there. So we're in there and basically told her, do not create joinder with the judge. Just walk in there. He says, what's your name? Just say allegedly. Use the word allegedly. You can stand by that. We can prove it. I'm happy to go in court and defend that. Do not create joinder with them. That's what they want. So anyway, we entered the court, escorted into the building by 12 burly policemen, armed with the mace sprays and And you look at the sheepish these guys, it's the third time now I've been in that court over stupid little civil matters, you know, just doing the court thing, being escorted in by the police with the armed response unit. This time we're racing up to park around the corner. First time they're actually standing in the courtroom with us. The last time they stood, I think they went in a separate room next to the court. This time it was courtesy to park around the corner. And what they did was I'd gone public saying that we were going to go in this as free men, right? Switch and bait, do the tricks against them. They have got a thing called the Free Man Protocols for Dealing with Free Men, right? It's on the website. I posted it as a file. Please read it. So I knew how they were going to react. Idiots have gave us the clues how they were going to react. Fine, okay. We went in purely under human rights, right? So just went into a court case. We went into a hearing, right, challenging the fact that oh yeah, I'll go back and I'm going to backpedal a little bit, but anyway. So we're going into purely in human rights, based upon the fact that you can't be held, you can't be compelled to belong into any association, contract. You can't be doing this. So we're in a whole raft of things, right? And the judge, what's your name? So she says, Mrs. blah, 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 allegedly, blah, blah, blah. What's your name? 3 times, allegedly. This time you can see starting to go red, you know. The room was filled with suits and briefcases. It was a smaller suit, it was like a broom cupboard because they didn't want any witnesses in there. They didn't want any free men witnesses in there. So instead of having a big public gallery, it was literally a broom cupboard, you know, they'd actually taken the crown off the wall as well, interestingly. But sorry, I've no idea who these people were in briefcases and suits, no idea who they were. So I just walked in, two or three burly cops standing around about me, make sure I wasn't going to make a rush to the front to arrest this poor, innocent judge, you know. No intention of doing that. We're going in there on human rights. So at that point she says, excuse me sir, she says, I'd like my special attorney in fact to represent me here because I'd submitted a request to the court building the day before for my good lady to be represented by me. She signed it, she agreed, it's her document, because I went through human rights stuff, tick box of human rights, tick. Why she needed replaced. She's foreign, English isn't her first language, she doesn't speak legalese, she grew up in the communist realm where she's subject to, terrified of authority, when she's faced with aggressive authority figures, it puts her in fear. This is all fact, by the way. Blah, 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 blah. And so the judge says, I don't care. So, right, okay. So she said, but my language isn't that good. I consider, and this is after 20 seconds speaking to her, I consider your English to be sufficient for this court. I started laughing at the back, right? A few of the guys in the suits went, oh, at that point. You know what he's just done, didn't you? Human rights. It says it quite clearly in every human rights document, you cannot discriminate in someone based upon the language. That's exactly what he's done. I have nailed him, absolutely nailed him with that in the film for you. You arrogant shit, right? How dare you take my wife on, how dare you speak to my wife like that, right? You're just a jumped up solicitor. I was about to find out who's going to be facing a big court claim. So anyway, so that was the essence of that. So at that point he goes, non-appearance, mark that down as a non-appearance. Guess who's the court clerk? Mr. Brian Hartley, who'd already submitted a complaint about it, right? And put a notice, it was a complaint coming in against him, right, for impartiality, the lack of independence, blah, blah, blah. He's sitting as a court clerk in the hearing, I'm like, this doesn't get any better. And they're giving me presents here, Christmas is landing. So anyway, so non-appearance, so he was like, yeah, I'm non-appearance, right, okay, so that's two of us. Excuse me, sir, the only person that hasn't, the only party that hasn't appeared here is the complainant, because I'd written to Brian Hartley, Esquire, prior to the hearing, asking him some simple questions, 3 pages of simple questions, advised that I have written a formal complaint through to the Lord Chancellor regarding his conduct, and advising the Lord Chancellor it appears that there's some sort of criminal activity taking place under his watch. He's responsible for it, his office is responsible for HMCTS, the Majesty's Court and Tribunal Service. And if you read the HMCTS framework document, which are posted on the Freedom North West website, please read that. It states quite clearly the Lord Chancellor is responsible for ensuring the independence of the judiciary. Okay, he's the responsible. I like responsible men and women, like them, right? There's not many of them out there. So he's essentially responsible for it, and I found out that somewhere within his organisation there's some skullduggery taking place. I feel obliged to assist the judiciary here, assist HMCTS to let them know that some skullduggery taking place here, sir, and you need to be looking into this. This looks to me there's some sort of criminal activity, and I don't really want to come with you with a claim, but, you know, your office, but it looks like you might have to do that, you know, so so you need to take attention of it now. So I'd written to Mr Brian Hartley, letting him know all this. So what he's done, obviously, he's tried to get his mate in to be the judge and try to shut us up. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so this is a letter I got back from them, from Brian Hartley just prior to the court hearing. Non-payment of council tax. He's not written to moi as a special attorney. In fact, he's written to a madam, whoever the madam is, but I presume he's talking. He thinks he's talking to principal. Non-payment of council tax. I acknowledge receipt of your photocopy letter. It wasn't a photocopy. Dated 17/5/12 regarding the above summons. I enclose copy complaint in the matter that explains this application for summons to be issued. I enclose copy complaint in the matter that explains the application for summons to be issued. I'd ask for a copy of the complaint. How many of you people are charging council tax? Ask for a copy of the complaint. What do you defend yourself against? If you haven't got a copy of the complaint, what do you defend yourself against? Okay. Ask for a copy of the complaint. And anyway, so the Justices Clerk Rules 2005, which are posted on the website, they're available on the internet, give the authority for a Justices Clerk to sign a complaint, and his authority is given to me by his delegated powers. I'll read that again. Remember, he's presenting himself as a Justice Clerk in the summons, right? Read that again. It took me a bit, I still don't fully understand what he's saying here, which tells me he's playing games. The Justices Clerk Rules 2005 give the authority for a Justices Clerk to sign a complaint, and his authority is given to me by his delegated powers. So what are you? You tell me you're an Assistant Justice Clerk now. He's given to me by his delegated.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. So in that case, that's out and out fraud. Because an Assistant Justice Clerk, if you're not aware of it, is a separate entity, recognised as a separate legal entity, has got his own code of conduct, it's a separate legal entity. He cannot sign as a Justice Clerk. He'd have to sign as Assistant Justice Clerk. He's entitled to sign as Assistant Justice Clerk. So why has he put Justice Clerk down? What?
That's the thing is,
I've got to ask the question, who do you work for? I'm asking a question, who the hell do you work for? So who actually, still who stamped these documents. So it looks like he's an Assistant Justice Clerk, now authorised the council to sign the documents. So I still don't know who's stamping these bloody documents. And why they're stamping his document as a Justice Clerk.
Is it possible they're just not aware of that?
Sorry?
Not been educated to that.
I don't give a shit, they're breaking the law, mate, that's fraud.
but he's actually quoting that, and it's just the act. He's quoting it.
There might be a mistake here, I hope there is a mistake. I really hope there is a mistake. If it's not a mistake, it's criminal.
What was that about delegated power?
A Justice Clerk can authorise, he doesn't delegate anything. He authorises, look at the fucking dictionary, you cretin. A Justice Clerk authorises an Assistant Justice Clerk, and that Assistant Justice Clerk stands under the bond of the Justice Clerk. You understand that? Yeah, you're with me, right? So, but they're two separate legal entities with different codes of practice. There's the codes of practice that identify them both separately. They've got different powers, which is why I put that in that questionnaire, right? So he's saying, one document is a Justice Clerk, on there he's saying he's an Assistant Justice Clerk, and he's signed a legal team manager. Hence when we went to the court building, who the fuck are you?
Maybe he's got all three jobs.
Fuck, maybe you call yourself Prime Minister next door. But he can't do that. He can't be Justice Clerk and Assistant Justice Clerk. He can't
Maybe
do
he's
that.
not told his employers that.
Well, I'll let the investigation can't take that and work that one out. I certainly have no success at all myself. Anyway, some good news on that one. So this is the complaint. You want to laugh? Do you really want to laugh, right? I'm expecting some fancy document, you know, and blah 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 blah, right?
Is that in the box?
No letterhead. No letterhead. No numbers. No nothing. What is that? I think a 5-year-old scribbled in his bedroom at 12 o'clock on a Sunday night. I don't know what that is. Right? It's easy to get the name of the court wrong. Lee and Wigan Magistrates Court. It's actually Wheaton, Wigan and Lee. If you even get the court name wrong. I mean, you talk about negligence and incompetence, guys. That's the complaint that we're getting dragged into. Well, the principal's getting dragged into this administrative hearing for. I will call it for what it is, the administrative hearing, right? And it says, complaint for non-payment of council tax in a box. for those who understand that. The Council Tax Administration Enforcement Regulations 1992, Section 34 and 53, so they've even changed, they've changed the citation for the summons. The summons only cite Section 34, not 53, so they've even changed the citation. And the complaint is wrong, because it's not for, we've not, the principal's never agreed, never said she's not going to pay. She said, I'll pay, what's this the amount we're questioning, not the actual, you know, we've not at this stage, we've not queried, because we haven't got enough information yet to query whether we're not paying at all, which we will be. And then it says the complaint of, and this is where it gets really interesting, in capital letters, guys, right, is the object, isn't it? Remember, I went over this previously. If it's in capital letters, it's a legal object. Right? That's why when your driving licence, your name is in capital letters, your legal object then, right? And they've written the complaint of the Wigan Borough Council. There is no entity called the Wigan Borough Council. But I thought they were called Wigan Metropolitan Borough Council or Wigan Council.
Is the in capitals
Yes.
as well? Is it really?
It's complete fraud.
Yeah. Letters. That's
It's
not a
like
mistake.
that calendar, it's obvious.
Maybe they're shouting it.
Yeah.
It's like part of the birth certificate.
No.
It's not-
How where that comes from, the letter I sent Brian Hartley, which was recording this, I'd asked him, sir, I just wanted a little, I know a lot more than you think you know, right? Well, I just wanted a little warning shot across his bows to make his backstage twitchy. I wanted him to lose sleep, same as we have. The principal, not really has, but you know, I wanted him to lose sleep. Because I said to him, sir, have you satisfied yourself as to the authenticity and standing of the billing authority? So at that point he went, I'm presuming at this point, this is me, and imagine there's another world out there where this case might be happening, right? I'm not suggesting for Mr. Brian Hartley would dare do such a criminal endeavour as producing a legal document in hindsight after the event. I would for 1 minute suggest he'd done that, right? I've asked the court for a copy of that digital document with a copy of when it was produced.
How long have you been waiting? How long?
Yeah. I want a date and a time on it. If I find out it was after the 23rd of May, someone's going to jail.
No name, no signature. Signature.
So the signature, somebody signed it, signed as the authorised officer for on behalf of the Wigan Borough Council. What they've done is, they've gone to the stupid constitution of Wigan Council. Not do me, it's a private company, I don't go fuck it, I see a fucking constitution, enjoy yourself guys, right? Not do me, but I actually went through and read the thing, which people don't, and it says in there, the Wigan Borough Council, blah, 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 the Wigan Borough Council, right? So some cretin who created this, what's happened, I can see from this, is all the senior guys went, fuck, this is about to blow, get him, we'll promote you for the day, you produce these complaints, right? So promoted some cretin to produce this complaint, because that tells you the guys know what they're doing, they've stood back.
Some 16-year-old bloody.
They've actually stood back. This is my presumption, and I'm not saying for 1 minute this is fact at the moment. I'm sure an investigation will find it out.
As a commercial entity, might one just be a trading name?
That's not registered in Dun and Bradstreet. The Wigan Borough Council doesn't exist. I've done credit searches for it. That entity does not exist. Fact. Doesn't exist, right? Unless it's a private trust. It's not registered. Unless it's an unregistered private trust. Certainly, if it's an unregistered private trust, not paying your council tax. What are you doing collecting tax? You're an unregistered private trust. Anyway, or a sole trader. Anyway, but so so there's no name there. It's presumed somebody called A. Hughes. Oh, we'd like to meet them with that A. Hughes, right? That name comes up again later on. Signed as authorised officer for on behalf of the Wigan Borough Council, right? Okay, and taken before me, B. Hartley Clark to the justices now. Now, Justice Clark is the same as a Justice Clark. A clerk to the justices, as far as I'm aware, is the same as a Justice Clark, so it's just terminology. He stroked out Justice of the Peace, right? But there's no heading in that. There's no numbers, nothing. That is just shit, right?
That's just lazy.
That's what they're dragging people to court with. Shit like that, right? Now, more importantly, it does say the complaint of the Wigan Borough Council, the billing authority, which states that the persons named in the schedules, attached here to, or schedules attached here to, being assessed as liable to pay council tax as shown in the schedules mentioned, has or have not paid to the Wigan Borough Council, the said sums being the balance unpaid as shown opposite. That's a bulk complaint, right? So does that mean that every single person cited that complaint now has got reason to go back to sort of leading Wigan Magistrates Court over there to go back to the court now and say, you incompetent, negligent shits, I want damages for this. They don't exist, the Wigan Borough Council doesn't exist. The court has accepted a complaint from an entity who doesn't even exist. How more negligent do you get than that? You expect better, you expect more from your courts, don't you? You really do expect better than that from your magistrates' courts. That shows you magistrates' courts not involved here. That shows you the magistrates' court are not involved here. That shows you something else happening here. Right? Very cosy, very tidy relationship. And you remember I ran briefly over the codes of conduct last week, and the Bangalore principles, which talk about integrity and separateness and independence and honesty and all the good shit, right? Where is it? Doesn't exist, right? So anyway, I then wrote to the court manager because the procedures are Justice Clark, fair information, right, is a dual character. He's not one single entity. So I put the question in there. Justice Clark has got two hats, right? One is he's got a legal side, and one is he's got a judicial side. He's on one hand looks like he's an employee of HMCTS. That's one bond. And the other side is also a judicial officer, answerable to the Lord Chancellor in some way, right? Two different roles. Do not confuse it. Don't go for the wrong one. I'm in the process of finding which one to go for, or both to go for at the moment. When this goes through, it's going to be bulletproof. The claim against them, it's going to be bulletproof. But anyway, so where that dual role of these characters, now most of them do have dual roles. Same with the council, right? The council have got these executive officers, director of bullshit services, you know, and executive associate, team leader of fucking kicking people about the place, right? They're private. They're all private. Not one of them is a public title. Chancellor, surveyor, accountant. These are all public titles from the councils. There's a few of them. Mayor, there's another one as well. These are all public offices. They're empty in the council. But they've got, and what they've done is they've created a parallel private entity which mirrors it. And so anyway, that's another discussion for another day. We've got a lot of people looking into it at the moment, and a lot of people in very, very high places very concerned what's happening in our councils. It looks like they've all been privatised. Right? I'm happy to state, to my satisfaction, Wigan Council is a private company.
Is it the case that the capital? Because why have they not put that on there? They're not just not.
Because they're just a contractor. What they do is they sit in the background with thinnest Very Republic. I mean, it's like, you know, thinnest Very Republic. So
It's just corporate secrets.
looks like it's Capita sitting behind the scenes. You know, there's other outfits in the background as well, and there's even bigger companies involved. This is all over the UK. This isn't just Wigan. This is all over the UK. You don't have to dig deep. You really don't have to dig deep. 5 minutes on the internet, you'll be looking. You'll be going. Just type in the name of it, Capita, Serco, you know, G4, and type in the name of a police department or a council. You know, they've been trying to cover their tracks, but they've got to the point now where they cannot cover their tracks anymore. That they can't. It's coming out. It's creaking at the seams. And when it breaks open, people will suddenly be aware of the scam that's taking place. But they're trying to cement their position, as from my understanding, before this does break. Good luck. Right. So anyway, so I wrote back to the court manager. I found from the legal side, as an employee of HMCTS, there's a process to go through. I don't really like processes, but I'll have a bit of fun with this. At the end of the day, the one who's responsible for the conduct of that Justice Clark, or legal team leader, right, Assistant Justice Clark, as an employee of HMCTS, as the court manager. Oh, so you're negligent in monitoring who this guy is. You were negligent. So I'm coming for you. Well, on behalf of the principal, we're coming for you. So we're setting a pre-notice of complaint, warning shot across the bows, sent through some fairly tasty information I've got, just to give a little taste of about 20% of what we've got. Because I've written to her as the special attorney in fact for the principal, that she's just tried to dodge a bullet at this point, trying to get me off her back, you know. So what she said is, I do not recognise you as in any legal standing. I will not engage in any further communications or dialogue with you. We wrote the Universal Declaration of Human Rights last week. All equal before the law. Apparently it should be redrafted. All equal before the law except when Wigan Magistrates Court. Okay? Unless the court manager, Paul or whatever her name is, says otherwise. She's now higher authority in the United Nations. Good luck with that one, darling. Right? I've also used you now for breach of human rights. So, as you see what's happening here now, going back to the situation, they're tripping over each other now, they're all finger pointing, tripping over each other. And interestingly, that was last year's alleged council tax bill to the alleged person, allegedly the principal. Right? Just to see the new one. Oh, we'll do some fun with this one. So just to see the new one. Again, letter attached to it, please make payment to customer service, or please ring our customer services team to set up your direct debit, blah blah blah. So customer on there, citizen on there. Again, what's missing from that? Crown. Do you notice that the Justice Clerk name's changed? Right. I'm finding out why at the moment. I'm finding out why.
I'll give it a tomorrow, see if he's still there.
I think he's still in the toilet wiping his backside, right, wrapping himself. Right, and no offence to the ladies in the room, right, that looks like a very girly signature. It looks extremely girly, curly. It's got a set of love heart on top of it, let's be honest, right? And that tells me that they've got some young graduate in, and all the senior guys have taken it, or the men and women have taken a back step. And I just read that from the signature, you know, but at least they've got some youngster in it, doesn't know their job, and they've all, whoa, promote you for this one, here, another promotion for you. K Mitchell looks like Justice Clerk. We're meeting soon. Okay. So you'll get to know my name. So just to identify myself, I'm open. Unlike these guys, I'm happy to give you my actual name. I'm Rob of Clan Lennox. Remember, the family is the greatest, is the fundamental unit of society. Universal Declaration. Rob of Clan Lennox, that's my fundamental society, that's what I'm protecting. Okay, no free man shit here, no free man stuff, that's universal, that's my authority. So anyway, so that's where it stands. So that's where at the moment. So our partner, we're in court on the 8th of August 2012. And at 13:45, so this time they're not going to bring us in with the criminal guys that they did last time, all the armed fucking Nazis, policemen there. They're going to bring us in with the rest of the council tax people. I'll write a letter and that date will get changed. One letter and that date will get changed. So I'm going to write the same letter back to her. I can't be bothered, but it's like, oh God, it's the ducks lining themselves up to them taken out. But so I'll write a letter back to the same thing. Where's your authority? Where's your billing authority? We're at Wigan. Wigan Council is not the registered billing authority. No claim on me. This is fraud. Who are citizen support services? Who the fuck are you? Your system. Same letter I'll send through to you again. You know, so be ready. So essentially, that's the stage we're at now. Where we're going to next is criminal complaint going through the police. Now I've got a lot of information still coming back. I've got enough information to put a criminal complaint in now. I want this to be rock solid, because you know that the police and the councils, their bodies, let's say there's a cosy relationship there. If the police, if the councils and the courts are living in each other's pockets, I've no doubt that the police, even though they're described as an at arm's length body, I know they're not. I think we all know the police and the councils work together. I mean, so Roger Hayes has certainly found out, you know, you've found out, you know. Police take orders from the council.
Police and council are just ass kissers.
Well, that's your opinion, sir. Yeah, you're entitled to it. Right. So, but certainly, so I want to give the police as little room as I can, that they can try and wriggle out of this as a criminal complaint going through against the entity known as Wigan Council for fraud. What the evidence says, black and white. I've got other stuff as well. The evidence is here, black and white. Right, they're two separate trading entities. Right, one is not a billing authority. Interestingly, I wrote to the Local Government Association, asked them the question: who's the billing authority for the Wigan area? Yeah, so you'd think that they would know who the billing authority was, wouldn't you? You would think that, wouldn't you? Local Government Authority. They actually backpedaled the letter. Actually, well, nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. And I got to, on letter, it's like, you know, it's, you know, somebody could say, whoa, no, this is the letter I got back from them. Why are they backpedaling from that question? Sure, it's a straightforward question. Who's the billing authority? Who are they authorised by? And where's the register, so I can inspect it? I also wrote to the Valuation Tribunal. Who's the billing authority? And it's on your website. You've got a drop-down list. Where did you get the information from? Nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. We don't know. I know nothing. I know nothing. Why does nobody know anything? They're threatening people and taking them to court. Why can't nobody tell me? The two agencies you think would be able to tell you this, who the billing authority is. So as I say, I've got FOIs out there, I've got letters out there, I'm waiting for information to come back, and so there's a criminal complaint going to the police against the council, there's a criminal complaint going to the police against the HMCTS, Wigan and Lee Magistrates Court, right, itself. There's going to be a criminal complaint going against the court manager of Wigan Lee Magistrates Court. There's going to be private claims going against every bugger involved in this for negligence, gross negligence, in some cases criminal negligence. There's going to be misrepresentation. I'm going to have a field day with this. Thank you very much. I need a new car. So there's a lot in the back of this. I've got a really good team. It's not just me. I've got a pretty good A team in the background here. We're putting together how we proceed with this. And this will set a template for everyone else to follow behind us. This is going to be a template for pretty much everyone else to use. This Justices Clerks is the weakness. It is the weakness. They're very, very, very exposed at that point. And a lot of them are having to cover their backsides. So they're in so deep now they can't just backpedal. They are stuck in there. So what they're doing is, as they tried to do with myself and the principal in court, tried to bully us, tried to harass us, and so basically this is more information gathering, which as soon as we get is coming to you guys. Right? I did offer the court manager in a nice letter I sent to advise that I written to the Lord Chancellor, and also said to us, surely you now have an obligation and a duty under your code of practice and under the Bangalore principles now. There's all these people on this bulk complaint, so surely you have a duty now to contact every one of those people individually, apologise for gross negligence of an individual, and make restitution for the damage you may have caused them. For sending through a complaint with it doesn't exist, and then the complaint and it doesn't exist. And I says, understand that this is of the essence, so if it's of any interest to yourself, I can have 20,000 leaflets printed off in the people's front doors in 2 days. Right. I'm not interested in this business for private reasons. I think we should have the council tax. We really don't care. Don't care about it. Not interested. There's a fraud taking place here, and there's a lot of stuff getting passed under the umbrella of council tax. It isn't council tax. And council tax, if you actually go to the Valuation Tribunal website, there's nothing to do with the services provided to you by a council. It's actually a personal and property tax. It's a personal property tax. So why are they hiding? Why do they just put it down as an extra tax on as personal property tax? Why don't they be honest about it? Why are they pretending it's to do with services? Because I tell people about this and they go, yeah, but who's going to pay for the bins to get cleaned? Well, you're fucking not. You're paying for everyone else except that. You don't know who you're paying. You don't know where your money's going to. Genuinely, you don't know where that money's going to. There's a whole lot of financial shenanigans going on, which we're looking into, and we're getting some really, really good stuff out of that. There's, as I say, so there's a lot of, they're playing clever games of commerce, but don't forget, the bottom line is, there was a guy, I can't remember now, maybe somebody else, some guy who killed himself. Council tax bill, ended up topping himself, an inventor, invented some great things, real man, a positive force for Britain, this is what makes us proud, makes us great. He ends up topping himself because of council tax, because he having just constant harassment and stress and fear. He ended up killing himself. Where was his human rights? Where was his fundamental freedoms? They take a back step now to commercial interests of private companies. Looks that way, doesn't it? So I don't treat this as a game. These guys with little suits going to work in 95 and thinking it's a game, I'll show him who the boss is. I will not deal with you, you're not a legal person. You will fucking deal with me, because there's people that are killing themselves. And I do not lose sight of the fact that people are actually hurting, really, really hurting. And I really, really take it all out. I have no problem paying for the services we're providing. No problem at all. Now, as in principle, we have no problem at all paying for services provided. As long as a fair rate and the service is reasonably efficient for a public sector, they must be accountable to us. That's one of the prerequisites. At the moment, it doesn't appear they are, because they're doing their own thing. And but it's all the other stuff they chuck in. It's once they built that structure whereby they can come in and beat us up to take money off us, right? Which is fine. That's understandable. But then what they do is they start chucking more and more and more and more and more other things in there under this umbrella of council tax or local taxation. Let's stop calling it council tax. Local taxation now. So they're putting out more and more and more on the local taxation. So if now got somebody holding a gun to your head, quite literally holding a gun to your head, right, give us money to go and fund the bankers' bailouts. Give us money to go and fund our sheer fucking incompetence managing the finances of this borough. Right? They should have been sacked, not rewarded. Why are we paying for it? Why am I paying for somebody who can't do his job properly? Why is the principal pay? Why are you guys paying for somebody who can't do his bloody job? I saw this crash coming in 2002. Don't know you guys, this was going to happen in 2002. It was obvious. I actually thought it was going to happen in 2006. I saw it coming. People in the council, these highly paid supposed experts in bloody finance, took him by surprise. Bollocks, they're taken by surprise, right? That's costing us money. They screwed up. Sheer, utter criminal neglective duty that was, right? Why are we picking up a tab for it? Okay, that's what you're doing. Same with the government. There's a freedom of information request set by my friend Pete Cooney over in Liverpool, and he asked a simple question: was national debt? And the reply that came back was that this is from the Treasury. The national debt is not owned by the public; it's owned by the government. They're a corporation. They're a separate corporation. So part of the reply we get back, well, that's their debt, national debt. Bugger it to do me. Well, they can pay it. Deduct that from the council tax. And deduct any money for war, and deduct, you know, trying to take the stuff from you with any extras. Because this isn't our debt, and the definition of serf is someone who serves a debt to his master. Right? We're not his servants. Nobody's established that yet. There's a presumption taking place here. There's a voluntary issue here and an involuntary issue. Involuntary servitude is a step down from slavery, and it's condemned across human rights. Completely, utterly condemned, right? So if they're saying you must give us that money to serve a national debt, sorry, start calling me serf. Stop calling me Mr. or Mrs. or a principal or whatever. Just start calling me serf. You know, so this is plain as that. They don't like replying letters to that because they just follow the little due process, and that's a weakness because they can only follow the process. They can't think. These people at the bottom don't know what's happening. The guys above them do. The further up we get, the more they do. The guys who deal with the bottom don't know what's happening. There's no point getting involved in debates with them. They don't know what's happening. Don't argue with the council tax department. It's right to the CEO, deal with the CEO, make sure that person knows that they are going to be held personally accountable, because everyone under their authority has their responsibility. Therefore, you go for them for negligence. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with the piglets in the field. Go for the mother. So, the father. So essentially, that's where we are. So. There's a lot of other interesting things happening with council tax somewhere in the country. Trust me, this isn't going to last much longer. I think by the end of the year the council tax will have crashed. As I've said, I've intimated a few times, MPs are calling this a great scandal, waiting for it to blow. And if I can play myself and the principal, who's a very brave lady, by the way, really brave lady, if we can play a little part in bringing us down and bringing back some sort of judicial process to the UK, some sort of honesty, some sort of integrity. Remember the Bangalore principles we ran over? Integrity, honesty, dignity. If we bring back all these principles, that's all I'm asking for. Honesty. I mean, is that too much to ask for your people who are supposed to represent us? To ask the people who are supposedly looking after our finances? Just a touch of honesty. That doesn't exist. There's no integrity, there's no honesty. These guys genuinely isn't. So if I can play my little part in exposing the fraud for what it is, and bring back something we can trust in. You know, that's all I'm asking for here. You know, so as I say, it's not me. There's a lot of us in the country, and we're scoring big with this. So keep at it. Don't be scared to take these guys on. The Justice is Clark, as far as I'm concerned, is the weakness. Okay, you take it your own way. You'll do your own independent thing. Do your own research. Do your own work. You'll get your own information. You've got your own way of doing things. Don't follow me. But as far as I'm concerned, the Justice Clerk's the weakness because you're going for the person that signs those documents. And if he signs those documents, his name's on it. So the person that signs those documents, there's 3 people implicated there. Just with the signature alone, all personally negligent, and it could be criminal. So if we can stop people signing these documents, too scared to sign these documents, because they're scared to sign the letters, somebody's forced to put their signature in that summons though. So if we can go for the person signing that fraudulent summons and take them out, just say next. Game over. Okay, so get some nods at the back, so obviously some people don't think I'm a cretin. Yeah, so that's our approach. So it's just awkward bugger, just complete awkward bugger, and I'm not taking any bullshit from them. Just don't take it. I don't like these guys. They're horrible. They're horrible people. We met him. He's not a very pleasant man. Very arrogant individual. Looks down on us. What do you want? Sorry, mate. I want your career. And the fact that Chase of Justice Clarkson won the council tax summons, this alleged summons now, we could have already had it. So, shows an investigation underway now. And we're not going to be bothered, really. We'll write back to the court and we'll write stuff as in this process going. And I can't be bothered. That's been a month now. Silence. Nothing comes through the door, nothing dead. Other than that one letter saying they don't recognise your legal standing because they know that somebody has to step forward now and sign a liability order. And there's a letter already been sent to them. I dare someone to sign it. Okay? Because they can sign a liability order from a complaint, a summons based upon a complaint, the complaint didn't exist. It's just one small part of it. So, listen, nobody's willing to sign a liability order, so go.